Good evening, you ghoulish goblins and irritated raiders. GG Grotesque here, and today we're wading knee deep into a blood-soaked comment section. That's right, we're talking 7 days Bloodmoons. Apparently the apocalypse came early to the review pages, so grab your torches and your coping mechanisms because it's time to address some of the most interesting and creative interpretations of this game I've ever seen. Spoiler, some folks have turned disappointment into a full-time career. So let's set the record straight before the salt storm rolls in. 7 days Bloodmoons is an asymmetrical 4v1 multiplayer horror spin-off of 7 Days to Die. Its developer is Illogica, not the Fun Pimps. The Fun Pimps are publishing this game. They're different teams, they have different goals, and this is different genres. And yet, if you listen to some certain chronically online voices, you'd think this game was made by a secret cabal of broke clowns coding from a desolate bank inside of a deserted western town. Apparently, metaphors are the new journalism. Who would have thought, right? So, here's what 7 Days Bloodmoons actually is. It's 4 survivors. They fight to make it through 4 nights of escalating undead chaos while one zombie master controls the horde. It's FPS meets tower defense, RTS, you build and defend, you die gloriously, right? The survivor goal, make it through night 4. The zombie master's goal, wipe them all out before dawn. Simple, elegant, bloody, amazing gameplay. The voxel destruction, the progression system, the way each match feels different, that's the magic. One match might be a desperate barricade siege, another a chaotic ambush. The flavor changes every time depending on who's playing, what the build is, how they create your undead army, or whatever the case. And sure, there's no tutorial yet, but that's why folks like me are here. I'll have some guides coming soon on how to play both sides, just because, that's what I do. And once you understand the loop, you'll see how addicting this game really is. Every upgrade, every weapon, every mutation, it all feeds this sense of growth and tension that make you want to jump right back into your next match. This game scratches that itch between survival and chaos. It's fast, it's fresh, and it's got enough of that 7 Days to Die DNA to feel familiar without being a clone. Let's start with some of the complaints though. Complaint number 1, this is the biggest complaint that I've seen. The Fun Pimps are wasting all their money and time on Bloodmoons. Now, I will tell you that this right here isn't a good reason to go and just review bomb a game. Now, listen, I get it. If you've got 6,000 plus hours in 7 Days to Die, you've probably built a whole digital civilization out of concrete and forged steel. But here's the thing. The Fun Pimps aren't developing Bloodmoons. I've already said it. They're publishing it. The development isn't being handled by them. It's being handled by Illogica, who, contrary to some salty claims, are not unknown hack jobs. They're just really good people who want to make a really good product for gamers. Like, how is that a bad thing? I don't understand. Meanwhile, the 7 Days to Die devs, they're hard at work on patch 2.5. Experimental, they had said, is going to be coming out early December, and this is going to be directly addressing some of the issues that the community has brought to them. So no, resources aren't being stolen, time isn't being wasted, and the apocalypse hasn't been delayed because someone at the Fun Pimp secretly is trying to delay your glass jars and your bandits. It's just not happening. Next up, it's a cash grab because of cosmetics. Yes, there is an in-game shop. Yes, you can buy optional skins. And yes, I can already hear people complaining that the skins are just versions of the free vanilla stuff that you get from 7 Days to Die. Like it's, I don't know, some sacred family heirloom or something like that. But here's the truth. It's a different game. It's a different structure. Bloodmoons is built as an asymmetrical multiplayer title, and cosmetics are a normal and healthy part of that ecosystem. So look at games like Dead by Daylight, for example. That game has enough skins to bankrupt a small village. It's just true. Trust me, I've spent hundreds of dollars on skins, and I don't even have half of the skins for some of the killers that I play. That's just the truth, right? And it's been thriving. That game has been thriving for over a decade because of these skins and the ability for players to purchase them. In Bloodmoons, you can earn these cosmetics through in-game grinding, so you don't just have to pay for them. Yes, it is a grind to get them. I get it. It is a grind to get them. But the game is still in early access. Things might change. We don't know yet. Only speculating. Things might change. They could possibly change. But this game is not pay to win. It's play to drip. It's a completely different thing. So, if one of your biggest complaints is that your zombie master might look too fabulous or your teammates might look just absolutely awesome, then the problem might not be the devs. It might be your inability to accessorize. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. So apparently, some people are just putting in comments, hey, the gameplay is boring, it's unbalanced. Well, maybe it's just not your style. All the complaints in the comments can be legitimate. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that are outlandish and that are just mind-blowing. Just gamers speak, you know what I mean? But I mean, I get it. If it's boring and it's not your play style, that's fine. You know, give it a thumbs down and move on. But I think that a lot of people got this expecting it to be some sort of offshoot or branch or like a different game mode of 7 Days to Die, but it's not. It is it's not a sandbox. It's its own thing, right? It's an asymmetrical mix of FPS, survival horror, RTS, tower defense, all of that stuff. It even has a little bit of that roguelike feature to it with the badges that you can get. And that's a lot of genres stuffed into one corpse. And guess what? It's early access. And we all know, well, I don't know if you know, but I know, and most people know, that early access exists so developers can test balance, right? And squash bugs and polish mechanics with real player feedback. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to evolve. The Bloodmoons dev team, I've seen them personally. During launch day, they were sitting in people's chats on Twitch and they were on their Discord. They were hunting for issues. They were making notes to get the next patch out so things could get fixed. They were responding to players in real time. That's not laziness. That's not being a hat job. That's commitment, right? That's commitment to a game that they want to be special, that they want to be successful, that they want people to enjoy. And yet, because of a few big names with loud voices, right, deciding to take a swing at this game and the developers, audiences are just being scared away before even trying it. That's not critique. That's sabotage. Outright sabotage. So here's the truth, ghouls. The people screaming the loudest about 7 Days Bloodmoons aren't necessarily trying to protect the community. They're just trying to control a narrative. They're upset because the spotlight moved from 7 Days to Die to this new thing. And it's scary. I get it. Did it threaten 7 Days to Die? No. but something new dared to exist outside of their comfort zone. I'm not here to be bitter about things. I'm just here to help build stuff and break this false narrative. There are a lot of things wrong with 7 Days Bloodmoons. Yes, no tutorial. Whenever it launched, there were a lot of bugs. Whenever it launched, there were issues with with performance, things like that. All very valid complaints, but there were some complaints that were just mind-blowing. You could just tell that somebody reviewed it and just said, refunded, and then they were done, at that point. And I get it. If you've done any research whatsoever, watched any of the videos, it's prior to launch, it's not hard to understand that there was a narrative already built here. All I can say right now is that to the fans, the curious, the weirdos, the true believers, don't let that talk you out of trying something great. Give Bloodmoons a fair shot, grind your gear, unleash your horde, and see for yourself what this new apocalypse has to offer. So, to the true believers, give it a fair shot, play it, test it, judge for yourself. And to the rest, well, judging by the comment sections, you're already busy staying mad. That's it for this video. This has been GG Grotesque, the ghoul with the drool, signing off. I'll see you under the next blood moon. Until then, stay spooky. Bye, guys.